Chapter 16. Part 2. When we come out of the bathroom, I hear screams. Actually, it sounds like men shouting at one another. Oh no. I know that voice by now. Camille and I both look at each other. Who is that? Camille asks in confusion. I don't know, I lie. I think I know, but hopefully, it's just my mind playing tricks on me, and this is not real. The voices boom louder and we hurry back to our table to see what all the commotion is about. And sure enough, it's Chris's voice booming through the air. Camille and I come to a stop when we see Chris and James standing from their booths on opposite sides of each other. The only thing in between them is the table. What's happening? Leave Chris alone for a little bit and already he's going to kill someone. That someone is James. Are you threatening me? Chris yells. Do you think I am? I'm just stating the facts. James shouts back. You son of a bitch. Chris wraps his fist around James's collar, pulling him closer to either slam his head on the table or punch him in the face with his other fist. James's eyes go wide in fear, then soften. Go ahead. Do it, he challenges. Chris, stop. I yell. Camille stays silent, she looks in shock. I can't blame her, I am as well and I'm astonished. I even spoke up. The redhead comes running to stop them from whatever is going on. Sir, if you don't let go of him, then I'm obligated to get my manager, or I'll be forced to call the police, the redhead shouts. The police. Chris, let him go. I yelp. Chris tightens his grip on James's collar, then he shoves him back, knocking him down onto the booth, completely letting go of him. No need to call anyone. We're leaving. He glowers over at me, his blue gaze blazing under my skin, and I'm not all comfortable with the darkening of his blue eyes. He turns his attention to the redhead and points to the food in front of him. We'll take this to go. I didn't even pay any attention to the food at our table, but I was too busy to realize our lunch had arrived when Chris literally attacked James. The redhead looks surprised. Do you want all this food to go? Are you fucking blind? I pointed at the two plates here, the chicken Florentine and the garlic herb linguine. Chris shouts at the poor man. I'm sorry, sir, I will be back. He grabs the two plates and hurries back to the kitchen. Chris digs into his pocket, pulls out his wallet, and retrieves $200 bills, slamming it down on the table, having me jump. The waiter hasn't brought the bill yet and I know Chris hasn't looked at how much the bill is either. There, that should cover it, he says when eyes dart between James and Camille, his eyes fierce then silently softens when he turns his full attention to Camille. Thanks for inviting me to lunch, Camille. She seems stunned, as do I. Does he have a change of heart for Camille? And the important question is why? I'm thankful for the change in heart, but what made him change his mind about Camille? He reaches over and snatches my hand. Sushiano, we're leaving now, giving me a warning look not to argue with him. Alright, I won't be challenging him with his tone or the way his face looks like he wants to murder someone, possibly James. He hands me my purse and jacket. I quickly put my jacket on. Damn, he's pissed and I don't know the reason why he's in this state. I only know James must have done something to make him mad in order for him to attack James like that. He stalks off, pulling me along with him. He wastes no time slowing down. But then when we are almost to the door, we're stopped by the redhead waiter, holding up what looks like a plastic bag, carrying 2 phone boxes. Sir, your food, he says as he hands Chris the food, and without a word, Chris lets go of my hand and hands him a 20. I frown at the loss of contact, which is stupid because I hate when Chris grabs me. Scooping my hand back into his, my smile returns. How lame am I? I just roll my eyes and start to curse at myself, as he quickly hauls me out of the door and rushes me to the car. When we reach the car, he opens the door, and shoves me into the passenger seat, placing the bag of food on my lap to hold. Are you that eager to leave? I ask when he slides into the driver's seat. Yes. He snaps. Before I even have time to put my seatbelt on, he drives off to the main road so fast that it's in a blink of an eye. I grip the rear of the passenger door handle as he swerves in and out of traffic, He doesn't even seem to care about the sound of the horns going off and people slamming on their brakes to avoid hitting us. I hear cursing and I look in the passenger side mirror to notice people flipping him off. Slow down. Are you planning to kill us? I shout. I don't want to get into a car accident. I'm frightened we will get in an accident and I will end up as my parents did. He's a maniac when he's driving and I decided from this day on, I won't be in a car with Chris ever again. He keeps his eyes fixed on the road ahead and the engine deepens its roar as he drives fast, eating up the road in front of us. Are you going to explain what happened back there? I ask. He moves his fingers to the radio, turning the stereo up to full blast. I don't have a clue what this music is and it's hurting my eardrums. Apparently, he's not going to answer me. This music is giving me a headache. I move to turn it off when Chris grabs my wrist. Don't fucking touch my radio, he roars. Don't fucking curse at me. I spit. He lets go of my wrist and his hand goes back on the steering wheel. You're cursing at me. Because you cursed at me first. I'm boiling up mad and I can feel my cheeks flaring. He's driving me crazy. Are you going to tell me what happened with you and James? I question again since now he's talking to me. Actually, we're screaming at each other. But it's communicating. Right? I don't want to talk about it, he says without looking at me, his eyes still fixed on the road. Can you at least turn down your radio? Please. I plead. He does, and the music plays in the background. Did I hurt you? He asks. What? Did I hurt your arm? Is he concerned about me? No. I'm fine, see. I hold up my arm to show him. I'm sorry. I lost it back there and I didn't mean to take it out on you. Just promise me that you will not see James again, he says when his eyes move from the road to meet my eyes. Why? Just promise me you won't see. Fine. I snap. I'm already mad and Chris just keeps adding to my fire. I don't feel like discussing this topic and I don't want to argue. Why does he not want me to see James anyway? I never see James and never talk to him, so it's no big deal if I never see him again. The only time when I see him is when he's with Camille or comes to visit her. I would not want to see that prick James again, but if I have to see him again, for Camille's sake, I will. Chris won't know if I see James again. Why is he having me promise him a thing like that? The rest of the drive home is silent and alarming fast. I stare out of the window and I can feel his eyes glance towards me every so often, but I ignore it and keep my eyes towards the window. I can't wait for this car ride to be over.